Today's video is brought to you by Solderstick. They have solutions for connecting wires to other wires, terminals, or anything else you can think of. There will be a short video explaining more about them at the end. Now enjoy our regular video. Hey, what's happening, guys? I know things are looking a little bare here at the bench, but that is because big changes are coming. So I had to move some things around. There's going to be a shelf here and some interesting things going on here very soon, so keep an eye out on that. But in the meantime, today, wrong way, we are going to play with this. This is a vertical heat pressing machine, and what it does is it allows you to insert these various sizes of threaded inserts into your 3D prints so that you can put screws in there very solidly. I didn't even know I needed this until it came in the mail one day from my good friend Uncle Rob. You guys remember Uncle Rob, the purveyor of Uncle Rob's Magic Solder Flux, right? So let's open this thing up and see what's going on. So we got a packing list, instructions, contact information if you have any questions. So I'm going to unpack this stuff and we're going to assemble it. So here's everything out of the package. We've got a pinch roller type unit that'll roll up and down there. We got a 40 by 20 extrusion, about a foot long, 20 by 20 extrusion, I don't know, 10 inches. There's a cap for the 40 by 20, some hardware to assemble. These are the tips for the heat press inserts. Some plastic and some screws. There's a handle and some tools, the base, and a soldering iron. ESD safe, 60 watt, 110, 240 volts. So I guess I'll assemble it. So we begin by installing the large 20 by 40 extrusion onto the base plate using two of the 5mm by 16mm screws. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be very difficult to install at all. Let me get those tightened up. Okay, the profile is now in place. Step 2 is to install this carriage onto here. So you want the wide side facing the end, narrow side coming in. Every time I screw that up. And again, for this we use the 5 by 16mm screws. And tighten them up with the included tools. Okay, so the next step is we have to put on the soldering iron clamp. And it goes on like this with some screws and T-nuts. These are exactly the same on both sides, so Doesn't really matter what direction you put them in there. So the soldering iron will clamp on like this right here. And we'll put the washers and the bolts in here. And we'll slide the T-nuts here into the groove. Nothing difficult about that. And then we just have to do the old line them up, which can be an issue. Looks like it might be close there, huh? All right, give me a second here. After fiddling with this for about 5 minutes, I found it was better to put the T-nuts on first and then just slide them in. Otherwise, it can be a bit of a daunting procedure. I think that's the right one for them. All right, we get these tightened up in here. All right, next up we are going to put in a T-nut in the springy thingy. Oh, that's way too long. The instructions are not entirely clear. All right, so there's 3 of these little thumb screw dealy wobbles. We have a bottom stop, you know, a depth stop sort of thing. So that's in there. We have this one here that holds the spring and whatnot. And we slide it like this. And then this goes through here. Like so. Then we have this handle piece that goes on the end here. We have the cap that goes on top. And really, that's about it. Let's see how this thing comes off. Whoop. High temperature casing. So it comes with a regular soldering tip on there. And then we have these different ones here for the inserts. That goes up like that. Still trying to figure this out. Oh, that comes out of there. Does the rest of it come out? Yeah, there we go. So that all goes up over like that. This falls through here. This is the piece that will hold your inserty thing. Like so. And now I can get out all the, wrong way again, all the different little inserts. And what you got to do, you say you want to use this particular size of insert. This is a M3 by 10 by 5. We just want to find the piece that'll slip in there real nice. That M3 might be a little small. Let's try a M5. Yeah, there's an M5. So one of these should just go right into an M5, no problem. Yeah, there you go. That one might be a little small. Because you want them to center, I think. There's your winner right there. So then that piece screws on there like so. And now I'm going to have to print something out so we can test this. All right, I have it all assembled. I have a test piece ready. So I really had to crank on this plastic clamp that holds the soldering iron in place, or it just wanted to move out of the way. And I was afraid that, you know, when I pull this down to put the inset in there, that it's just gonna, you know, go crazy. This does seem to want to be a little tippy. So I don't know, maybe put the let's try and put the arm on the other side. Although that's a lot of leverage to be putting out there, so that might not be the greatest thing in the world. But we'll see what happens. Again, you know, the instructions for this were quite limited. Yeah, I think it works much better there. All right, so the instruction says to press and hold the red number sign key to turn on the soldering iron. It is set for can't really tell. 350, 340. Wow. Uncle Rob, who sent me this, said to do it about 150. Well, it won't go any lower than 180. So I guess we're going to do it at 180. Try and move some things around here and give you a better view. So this is going to be our test piece. I printed this out of PLA. Just 1 inch square, 1 inch high. This is 200 millimeter, or no, 60 millimeters long. Yeah, 60 millimeters long. And I put 3 holes in there to match this M3 by 6 by 5 insert that we're going to try. Yep, that's getting hot. So this is going to be a lot of experimentation. I guess we just kind of sit this thing here. I don't know. I don't think that's going to go in straight like that. You would think it would want to stick on there somehow. Okay, so I just watched the video on Amazon, where this came from, and the guy using it just kind of shoves it down in there, but I don't like that. I want it to be it's just going to take time for that heat to get in there, and I just got what I got to do, just sit here and hold this thing like this. All right, maybe I'm going to turn this heat up just a little bit. I know you can't see probably in there, but yeah, there we go. So 180. Let's turn up to 2. Now let's try 190. Don't want to go too far, right? Then I'm going to bring this back down and let that heat just kind of work its way in there. Yeah, we're not really going anywhere. There we go. A little bit. The video, I'll go to the video next and show it to you. But in the video, the guy just does one smooth push. All right, I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit more. We're going to go up to 200. All right, let me grab another one. I think maybe if I grab this with the tweezers and hold it here for a few seconds, maybe, I don't know, I'm just guessing, maybe it'll pick up some of the heat or something. See, now that's crooked, and I don't want that crooked. I want it straight. There we go. So this is at 200 degrees. And again, I'm having to hold it and apply a great deal of force. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. I'm just going to hold it here without much force. Whoops. Just so we can get the heat to transfer. And then I'm going to turn it up. Go to 220. Now that went better at 220. Let's do one more because I made 3 holes, right? We'll put in the, the third one. All right, let's see what happens at 220 degrees. That one's just not quite flush. All right, let's get some screws and have a look. Alrighty, I got 3 different sizes or lengths of 3mm screws, because that's something you're going to have to be cognizant of, is that the screws don't extend too far below the insert, or you're going to have to make your hole bigger, right? That takes some torque. That's nice. That's not going to rip loose. There's a longer one. This one might be too long. Yeah, see, that's bottoming out with about 1 millimeter. And that will definitely cause your insert to back out, like using a flywheel puller, basically. But yeah, that is super cool. At this moment, I don't have anything to use these with, but this gives me some ideas of things that I could create now that could be more mechanical in nature. So I think that's pretty doggone cool. And I want to thank Uncle Rob for sending this out to us free of charge. He's a pretty cool guy, and if you need some of his magic solder flux, I'll put a email down below where you can find some. It's really good stuff. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Feel free to comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Big thanks to all the patrons. Big thanks to you guys for watching. Before I pull out of here, you can see things are changing. All this stuff on this shelf is going to be gone. All kinds of new stuff coming in. Very exciting times. And I couldn't do it without you guys. It is your support that has allowed me to broaden this channel and keep going. And even get me one of those nice YouTube plaques. Alright guys, that's it. I'm out. Peace. We've all been there, right? We've all spliced a set of wires together and either used some electrical tape or a wire nut or something to connect them together. There's always a better way. If you need them permanently connected, I suggest the Solderstick solder connectors where you heat them up with a heat gun and they melt together. But if you need something a little less permanent, spade connectors. We have a male and a female connector which fit together like so. You crimp those onto the ends of your wires and you look like you know what you're doing. And have you ever come across something like this where the wires have been stripped, focus, and just crushed underneath a screw to hold them in place? Well, time and temperature will cause those wires to move and flex and eventually come loose, which can definitely lead to a hazard. In that case, something like the Solderstick ring connectors are just what the doctor ordered. Crimp these guys on your wire. They have them for all different size wires. Heat them up. This heat shrink will shrink down, giving you a nice insulated connection to your wire that you can then put underneath that screw and have a nice professional looking solution. Solderstick. You can see their website right there, www.solderstick.com. Check them out. See if they have a project or a product that works for you.